Hello and welcome to another episode of the New Meta Podcast. I'm your host today, Emerald, and it is a beautiful day where I live. Absolutely beautiful. It's about 70 degrees over here. Wonderful morning where I'm recording this. Light breeze, beautiful day. If it's a great day in your area, I recommend you head outside, check it out. Guys, go touch grass. It's pretty great. That is the most legendary intro I've ever had. Speaking of legendary episodes, we have some stuff to discuss today. And if you couldn't tell from the title, I'm pretty ticked off. And I know I'm sound pretty happy right now. I'm faking it. I am pretty frustrated right now. So, recently we had the Orlando Regionals, which I should have talked about this last week, but I didn't because I'm me. Recently we had Orlando Regional Championships, and there was two things that happened there that I kind of wanted to discuss. So first, it is round 13 on stream. It's Makani Tran versus Cirrus Jones. I believe most of you have probably heard this story already. And Makani, I believe, lilies and draws 6. And then draws into the energy plus Ultra Ball. He needs 4 game, right? Slams headset down, jumps up, starts celebrating, right? And realizes, oh wait, I need to actually finish the game. Sits down, finishes the game, right? I had to take a while to fix everything and, do all that, whatever. And is given a game, I believe he's given a game loss. I forget that part of it, but this is not really the part where Pokemon is involved that is bothering me. It's more of the player themselves, and I'm not trying to call, Makani, if you're listening, I'm not trying to call you out. It was understandable why you did that in the moment, and it was understandable, the excitement. It's round 13. This is my winning in. I believe it was his winning in. My winning in to top cut. If I win this, I'm in, and I have a shot to win the whole tournament. And, you draw into the exact 2 cards you need. But, and I will say Cirrus probably should have just conceded then and there. Seeing that he had the cards, it was very obvious that he was going to win. So that's more on the players than TPCI themselves. Because, that's not really TPCI's fault. I will say, though, it is kind of just, you need to compose yourself. Chess players and stuff, if they see the game, there is 2 instances in the history of online or live stream chess where they've had an emotional reaction to something. And if you follow chess, you probably know what those are. Hikaru. Yeah. So it's a lot of, it is a lot of pressure and it is a lot of stress sometimes in those games. And it was in overtime, game 3, I understand it, but that was a bit much. The other one was for Pokemon Go, and I do want to say something. So VGC, Pokemon Go, and Pokemon Unite are naturally a lot louder sports, a lot more, esports, a lot more hectic and stuff like that than the Pokemon TCG. They are kind of a lot more wild. We can hear them cheering. Pokemon, you need to get them a separate room in the convention center because we're sick of having to listen to them. And you hear them all the time, and you hear them cheering, you hear them screaming, whatever. And this is Pokemon Go Finals. This guy made it up all the way through a loser's bracket. He's in finals, and he wins, right? So he hits exactly what he needs. He slams the headset down, stands up, sort of starts cheering, right? Starts cheering and kind of does a fist bump and then immediately walks over to his opponent, shakes his hand, perfectly sportsmanlike behavior. It's You just won a regional championship. It's completely understandable. Like, me, if I did that, I would get up, I would celebrate, and then I would immediately, go shake my opponent's hand. I mean, I would probably shake my opponent's hand first and then do that. But it's completely understandable. But Pokemon, I can't say that word, is Pokemon, and decides, we don't like him slamming his headset down, so we're going to give him a match loss, even though he won fairly. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. You want this hype, right? You want this hype in your game, because if you have this hype in your game, everybody else gets excited, because this is naturally non-exciting stuff, right? It's it's people playing cards, it's people tapping at screens and hitting buttons. It's like not naturally super exciting. I mean, to some people it is, but it's people playing cards. It's like, but you want to make it more exciting to get more of the fan base into it, correct? But if you are penalizing people for being excited and for doing what you would want them to do, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You are saying, we want this and we want to get more people in, but we're going to do it our way, which is a clearly less effective way, right? Because, all right, let's say I go and won Indy, right? And they live streamed it. I'm a clear underdog. I've been to 2 regionals. I'm probably not the best. I would definitely not be the best player in the room. I'm hoping for a day 2. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm not even that good. I'm hoping for 4 wins. Like, I've never even had 4 wins. Like, so say I made it all the way up through, like, barely made it in, and I win Indy, right? And I got up and I, like, did a fist bump. Because apparently you can get DQ'd for that, too. Or say, like, maybe I forgot to sign the match slip or something, right? Because I got up and say they were streaming it. Say they're streaming it. I know they don't usually stream seniors finals, but say they were. And I got up, I, cheered, and then I shook my opponent's hand. Maybe I forgot to sign the match slip. Let's say I did sign the match slip. And they said, you didn't clean up your cards and you made a mess. We're going to disqualify you for misconduct. Like, everybody in the crowd is like, woo, the underdog just won. I mean, except for, certain people. Like, it's so ridiculous, this strictness. And Pokemon, I'm saying this from a respectful standpoint. If you are listening, I'm saying this from a respectful standpoint. I'm saying it from a person in the community trying to understand the reasons for these things and trying to make things better. Because frankly, the way we're doing it now is it's very this strict, structured thing. And I'm not saying structure is bad. I'm saying we need structure. But it's overly strict, right? I mean, take the NBA, for example, right? Very, very big, very hype sport. And, I mean, there's all sorts of shenanigans going on all the time there, right? And, is that punished? I mean, sometimes. Always? No. And that's what gets people in, is these shenanigans and this excitement and this craziness, right? And I'm not a big fan of super craziness that is, like, kind of ridiculous and, for, like, an uncomfortable level of hype. I'm not big for that. But I am saying that we need to let people express their excitement, right? Not in, like, an insane way, but we need to, like, okay, it's literally like winning the lottery, right? You paid $80 to get into this tournament, and you just won $10,000, right? You just turned $80 into $10,000, right? So it's kind of like winning a small lottery, and it's kind of, I keep repeating myself. This is just ridiculous at this point, and we don't need this much strictness, right? And if you keep going at this, eventually the community is going to drift away. They're going to say, this is ridiculous. We don't want to take part in this because, there's such a high chance that if I fist bump my opponent wrong, then I'm going to get disqualified, right? And we have to understand that, like, sometimes mistakes happen, right? And sometimes maybe somebody, going back to Worlds 2024, maybe somebody makes a gesture that isn't inappropriate, but you perceive it as inappropriate. And, sometimes you just got to move on. Sometimes you got to not disqualify them and just move on. And I'm not saying that we should say inappropriate things, do inappropriate things. I'm saying, it's not wrong to celebrate after winning. And there's nothing wrong with that unless it's completely over the top and it is shaming your opponent and it is, talking down to your opponent. Now, that should not be tolerated. Absolutely not. But it is completely understandable to be excited and happy for winning. And that's kind of where some of this is bordering on, like, if you have strict parents and you go to a party or something that they don't want you to, but, like, it was just like a birthday party or something, and you get excited and they are like, no more parties, right? It's kind of like that. It's kind of just ridiculous. And I personally think that Pokemon needs to be doing things differently. I think they need to be embracing the community and not tying them up, right? And I think the community in general for Pokemon needs to have more say in what happens. I feel like maybe the winner of Worlds maybe gets to design a card or something, or, within reason, or maybe we can, like, the community can vote on things other than artwork, because I know there is some artwork voting. And I think Pokemon needs to involve the community more. And I think that's where it's kind of failing in a lot of aspects. And, like, this, I'm saying this to you, Pokemon. If you have this multi-billion-dollar corporation here that is pulling in people by the minute, like, from a business standpoint, you want to pull in even more people. You don't want to drive them away, because the more people you have, the more money you make, right? And, like, this is not the way to pull more people in. But really, that's all I have to say for today. I know this was kind of a weird episode. I normally talk about decks and stuff. I think I'll do an episode talking about some decks and stuff tomorrow. But that is really all I have today. Go check out the New Meta Podcast on YouTube at the New Meta Podcast. Like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Follow this podcast. And if you really like the podcast, consider becoming a supporter. That helps the podcast out so much and helps me out a lot. And if we start getting some more supporters, I'm going to try and make some more supporter episodes. It's just kind of like pointless for me to do it right now because I don't have any supporters. But follow, like, comment. I would love to hear what you all have to say. Go check out my other podcast, The Noodle and the Thinker. There are 2 D's in Noodle. That is The Noodle and the Thinker on Spotify. I would really appreciate if you went and checked that out. Right now, on that podcast, we're in a race to get 100 average weekly plays before the end of the school year. And if we can hit that, I'm going to release a murder mystery series over there. Yeah, check out if you want to create your own podcast, go to Spreaker.com. That's SBREAKER.com. You can create your own podcast there. It's completely free, completely easy. Love for you to go check it out. And I will see you all in the next episode. Peace out.